Well, hi everybody. Hey, who's one of your favorite YouTubers? And no, I don't mean me. I'm not looking for that kind of thing. Who's one of your favorite, like that you like or you watch for a long time and maybe you stopped watching and you check in every now and then? Any one of those favorites? Well, one of my favorites has always been Steve1989MREInfo. This guy right here. You know him? You know him? You love him? Here's his logo. He does, oh, there's, you can see the meta within the meta. He does vintage military ration videos where he talks about them and sometimes he consumes like old vintage, like this kind of thing. This is a Life Raft tablet ration from 1951. He actually did a review of this about 7 years ago. So look up Steve 1989 MRE Life Raft and you can see him open this thing up. I don't know if I'm gonna open this up today. I've had this for like 7 years, ever since I saw that video. We shall see. But anyway, so I've always loved his content. And I want to do just a shout out tribute video and use some of my old stuff and talk about his channel a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him and a lot of you comment whenever I bring him up sometimes. So he's not the only one that has old stuff. Look at that. I got some old stuff too. Some old Barbasol. But anyway, let's shave. Let's chat. I've got this. And you know what? Before we do that, let's get all this out onto a tray.
Nice.
Thank you, Steve. That's right. Nice. Here we go. If you've never seen one of Steve1989MREInfo's videos, he always starts them off like this. He shows you what he's going to show you on a tray. I don't have a tray like him, but I got this one. So what are we going to do today, folks? Well, we're going to shave and we're going to talk about some other stuff and maybe drink some coffee and have a cigarette. No, we're not going to have a cigarette. I don't smoke. Don't worry. All right. So we're going to be shaving with this one, which is right up the Steve alley here. So this is a 1918 vintage Gillette Khaki set. This is what they would have issued to you if you were a soldier, a doughboy back in World War I. I bought this for my son off eBay last Christmas, I believe it was. And it's complete even with the little, it's got a mirror, a metal mirror in it. Check this out. A metal mirror so you can shave on the go. Check that out. Isn't that neat? So I'm going to shave with that. And we're going to lather up with this bad boy here, use some space soap, only because it's in a container that looks like it might be in a ration. And then the aftershave also is in a container, but also bayonet butter. There you go. And then, okay, let's talk about the other stuff, the actual Steve 1989 MREInfo stuff. So several years ago, 7 years ago, he did a video with this thing, a Life Raft tablet ration from 1950 or 1951, December or January. And it's full of charms, candies, and some, well, here it is. It's got some sucrose citric acid tablets, all this stuff. Anyway, if you want to see him open it up, check him out on his do Life Raft tablet ration, and you can see him open that. I might open that later. I don't know. I've had it for 7 years, and I'm still waiting for the perfect time. And then, this is a 1944 canteen cup with a modern MRE spoon in it. But this coffee is from a Vietnam War era ration. I believe they're called MCIs. So I bought this several years ago, and I haven't used this yet, but this is coffee from the Vietnam War era inside here. It's instant coffee. It seems to be still powdery. So we're going to try to make some coffee, some 55-year-old coffee maybe. And then also out of an old Vietnam War era thing back in the day when they didn't know that smoking was bad for you, or they did and they just didn't care. Kind of like today, some ration cigarettes. They would give you cigarettes. I'm not going to smoke these. Like I said, I don't smoke, but I mean, that sound alone. Anyway, if you want to see Steve smoke some vintage cigarettes from World War II, check out his channel. Check out his channel anyway. He's great. He's got such a great demeanor, and he's a cool guy. And okay, well, let's shave. Nice. Okay, so here we go. We're going to shave with that military set right here. I'm going to take it out of here. I'm not going to use the, this thing is in such beautiful shape. I'm not going to use the mirror or anything. I'm just going to keep that back over here. This is my son's set, so I'm just holding it for him until he's a little bit older. But the cool thing about this, it says property of U.S. Army on it. Do you see that? Trying to get that in there. Property of U.S. Army in the silver. So neat. I got this off eBay, like I said. It was a complete set, which I think a lot of times, we're going to use a feather blade, by the way. A lot of times the little mirror is gone. Anyway, the reason why I love Steve's channel is not for the military aspect or the food. Well, I guess it is the food, though, because my big thing is I love time capsule things. This is a time capsule. This is coffee from the Vietnam War era. So could be late 60s, could be 1973. This is 50-year-old coffee. I'm about to consume it. And that's what Steve does on his thing. He tells you the history of all the things he's going to consume. Here, I'm trying to tighten this thing. I'm here with that while I'm still chatting with y'all. Got to tighten the head down. All right, there we go. Ready to shave. And so his expertise is old military rations, like I showed you, like that. This one, the Life Raft ration, and he'll open that sucker up and eat it, the stuff inside, even if it's crazy rancid. He ate one as old as Civil War era hardtack. I mean, I don't know where he gets this stuff. I wish I lived near the antique malls that he does, but anyway. All right, so I took a shower, did my hair, gonna put some hot water up here. Just gonna lather up normally, you know, and just chit chat and see what everybody's doing, see how you're all doing. Spring is beginning to sprung, I believe. It's beautiful out there. The squirrels are cavorting in the backyard as we speak. I saw them out there playing. They're ready to go. So I hope everything's good in your neck of the world. Dang, I tell you, this space soap, I wish that Bob would come back and make this stuff, because it is one of the best shaving soaps I've ever used. I go to it all the time. So Bob, if you're out there, or if your sons are out there, please, at least give somebody the recipe, will you? All right, so let's lather up. We're not going to use that old Barbasol, but I'll show it to you in a little bit. Now we got to make that coffee. I got some hot water down here in my canteen cup. But I just love the idea of finding a totally unused product from the past and then using it. You know, whether it's food. Now normally that's a little harder because things go bad. Now rations are meant to, you know, be stored for extended periods of time. It doesn't, you know, not 80 years, but it's fascinating. So if you're interested in history, in minutia, in watching somebody smoke a Camel cigarette or a Chesterfield cigarette from 1941, Steve's your man. Go check him out. Link down below. All right, let's begin to shave, shall we, folks? So I don't remember when I came across his channel, but he's just got such a calm, soothing demeanor. He's one of those guys on YouTube that you just enjoy listening to. He's not flashy, he's not screaming at you. And he just lays it out there like it is, you know? Kind of like the simplicity with which I make mine, he makes his, and I kind of like that. There's not a ton of like jump cuts and production. It's just like, here's this and let's talk about it. So kind of in a way, without thinking about it, I sort of follow that same guideline, you know, just naturally I do. I tell you what, this razor, 1918, made for World War I. It's still one of the finest shaves you can get, and there's a ton of these. They made a ton back then, and people don't like to throw away certain objects, including cool old vintage razors. People also don't like to necessarily throw away old coffee mugs and shot glasses. That's why if you go to Goodwill or whatever, you know, thrift shop, charity shop, whatever you call it over there in the UK, you'll find endless amounts of cool glassware. You'll see how many commemorative Disney voyages people went on in the Caribbean cruises. You'll see old like champagne flutes from New Year's Eve 2007, you know, that kind of stuff, the snapshots of the past. And I kind of like that too. You know, it goes right along with my love of time capsule products, like coming across what they call new old stock, NOS. And I've got several cans of Barbasol that are like that. I've got 3 packages of this. I don't have the overseas troops version of this, but I'll show you what's inside here as soon as I finish this pass. And then we'll make some coffee. See if that Vietnam War era coffee is any good. Like I said, I don't smoke, so I'm not going to light up that cigarette, but Steve does. He'll smoke them. And it's funny watching him eat stuff. He's smart. He's no dummy. He won't eat something that's obviously like the can is dented or, you know, exploding, you know, starting to expand, I guess. Got to check for that hiss, though. That's the important part. Got to check for the hiss. Okay, so let's look inside. I'm drying my hands off so I don't mar the cardboard. Don't mar the cardboard. So this old Barbasol, I think this is my oldest one, judging by the actual container. This is an early one, like maybe 1920s or 30s, and it's been used. I didn't use all that. I have used some of this, but it's got the cap is different. Like the newer ones have a different cap. That's what it looked like. Oh, that does not look good. I think I used this, did I? Maybe I didn't use this one, but I used some other ones that I have. But anyway, isn't that cool, the design? I love does this scream 1930s to you, this look, this kind of dark black, that just, printing has changed so much over the years. Everything used to be much more dull and cardboardy colored and cream colored and things like that, and now everything's so vibrant, It's kind of fun to see the old stuff. Kind of like me. All right. You know what? Let's do a second pass, and I'll make some coffee. We'll let it steep. Now here's the canteen. He's got one of these. He's always making coffee. And I love the sound. Just stirring. I'm not stirring anything. It's just hot water in here. All right. So this is Vietnam War era coffee, as I said. Coffee instant. They then went to like coffee instant type 2 and all this other stuff. Let's see. Ooh, there's a little bit of. Is that his? No, not really. Ooh, it is powdery still. It hasn't clumped. Ooh, yeah, it smells like military. If you have ever smelled ration coffee in a moderate MRE or otherwise, it smells just like that kind of low quality instant coffee smell. Let's see. All right, there we go. Open for the first time in over 50 years. Hasn't seen the light of day since the day it was packaged. Yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's in powder form. Let's pour it out. Pour it into the canteen. Is that some white mold on there? No, it's just silver. I tell myself. Look at that. Perfect. Get in there. I'll get it all. Make sure. I put about 8 ounces of hot water in here. There we go. Oh my God. Vietnam War era coffee. This coffee's been sitting in that package like, come on. Am I ever going to get my chance? Yes, you are. Right now. Here's to all the men and women that have ever served in our armed forces here and around the world, protecting everyone's freedom and safety. God bless you all. God bless Steve, 1989. That's not bad. That tastes like decent, just very mild, smooth, not bitter at all. That's good, but it doesn't taste like, kind of like Nescafe or whatever modern. I can't believe I'm drinking this Vietnam War era, 1960s, early 1970s coffee. That's really good. It's very smooth. That's funny when you see him do the same thing and he's drinking coffee from, 80 years ago. The quality of it always seems to be fairly palatable. It's just like maybe the quality in general of things, We're better. All right. Or am I being sentimental? Yes, probably. All right, well, let's go with the second one here. As far as I don't think I'm going to open this one on camera. I'm going to save this and do this one with my boys, the Life Raft ration. Because I've had this for 7 years sitting in my closet, like waiting for the right time. And if you want to see it open, the exact same thing, go check out Steve's channel. I think there's probably others. And there's some for sale right now on eBay for $135. So if you want to own one, you can. If you've got that sort of money to just toss away on something dumb. I spent like $30 on that 7 years ago. So prices have gone up. Should I save it? Should I keep it unopened? Heck no. All right. Second pass. Now, back to the shaving idea, or the shaving experience that we're doing right here. I can feel, like when I did that last pass, it's not an aggressive razor, but it's a brand new feather blade. So I'm feeling the blade right now. I think I went too quickly. I need to slow it down and probably not do a third pass. So, did I get any nicks? I didn't get any nicks. So anyway, yes, YouTube, as we all know, it's the best of times, it is the worst of times. So I try to seek out people that make good quality content. It can be simple, it can be something I'm not even into, but I just enjoy, the way people talk or whatever it is. I look for that sort of stuff. I've got 2 children, and so I've heard a lot of YouTube screamers just screaming at me, and it's just, maybe because I'm old, but I'm just like, you know what? I don't want that. And Steve1989MREInfo is not like that at all. He's great to watch. And he goes in depth. I mean, he'll have a 45-minute long video if it's something special. Like recently he had some bread rations from World War I and World War II, like all different kinds. He'll have iterations of like the same ration over the years. Like, here's what it was in 1930 and here's what it was in 1945, So he's really interesting. So Steve, if you're out there watching or one of your cohorts, just shout out to you. I appreciate your style and you're one of the best out there, for sure. You know who else is one of the best out there? Oh, my old buddy Kevy. Kevy Shaves. He sent me a voicemail, which I won't play for you, folks. It's just riddled with not safe for work, just diatribes, and he's just screaming. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He was singing the Beatles song "Help," and very off key, as he put it, but in an endearing key. Anyway. Because he just got a giant Bundu beard box at his place. So go check out Kevy Shaves. See what he thinks of all the Bundu beard stuff. Like I got the South African stuff. So good. Misery loves company and misery, I mean, I've got so much. I feel it's daunting. That huge box. So anyway, so check out Kevy Shaves. I'm not going to put a link down below. You can find it yourself. Kevy, you take that. Anyway, okay, so there's the second pass. I've got a bunch of little bloody spots. Oh, sorry. Got there. But I tell you what, very close shave just from 2 passes with the most simplistic razor head design. Now, I don't believe that King C. Gillette originated this design. I think he came up with the blade idea. I'm not sure. I think somebody else came up with the engineering of this. I just kind of heard an inkling. I haven't looked into it. But whoever it was, you did it. You did it right out of the gate. This is all you need. This is all you need, folks. All right. I'm going to wash off. I'm going to do... There's mud in your face. The only bad thing about drinking coffee out of this, I can't heat it up in the microwave. I have to dump it out, heat it up, dump it back in. Will I do that? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. 1944 dated. Got it at the local surplus store for like $10. All right. What do we got here? This is, what's it called again? I'm drawing a blank on what this stuff is called. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. All I'm thinking is styptic pencil. Gosh dang. Okay, anyway, I'm doing this to the astringent to tighten up the skin. I'm trying to kill time because I'm very embarrassed. I can't remember the name of this product. Oh my God, that's terrible. Anyway, alum block. Oh, shoot. Whew. Sorry, folks. And that was the day they all realized, there's something wrong with Sinatra Lennon. That's the day it all went back to. Remember that? He couldn't remember what alum was. I don't remember the Alamo. Is that good enough? All right, so that alum is going to stop these little nicks, these little bleeding things, which is good. So while we wait, take another little sip. All right. So smooth, really, really smooth. And if you haven't tried instant coffee lately, if you're used to like Folgers Instant or Sanko, I think those are bad. But like I tried somebody served me the Starbucks powdered kind, and it was like, oh, it's pretty close. It'll do in a pinch, folks. It'll do. That'll do, babe. That'll do. Now, I do need to put some bayonet butter on my face because I was far too cavalier. I was too chatty. I bladed myself too hard, folks. Don't blade yourself so hard. So I'm feeling a tiny bit of razor burn. That alum block will help. And this bayonet butter from Locks and Company out of Honesdale, Pennsylvania is going to really help. Because this stuff is like, it's like a soft, like, not oil, but like a coconut oily kind of deal. You know how coconut oil or palm oil starts off a little bit solid and then you warm it up with your body heat and it spreads on smooth? That's kind of what this stuff is like. So you smear it around and it just does that kind of like oily, but not greasy. You know what I mean? But it coats beautifully. It smells like tea tree oil, this stuff, which is fine in moderation, folks, kind of like anything. Especially patchouli, please, folks, with the patchouli. I love the smell of patchouli. Let's just dial it back a little bit, all right? My grandmother used to wear that stuff, and she was not a hippie. So anyone can wear it. Oh, that feels much better. That soothes real good. Oh, that soothes. I recommend this stuff. I love it. I love it. I would love to see if they have any more scents. Check it out. This is like a little 2-ounce vial. Maybe it comes in bigger ones. I'm not sure. They sent this to me 30 years ago, folks. No, not really. All right. So anyway, so thank you to my son for letting me borrow his 1918. Here's my 1918. So here's his. Here's mine. Look at that. In the trenches. In the dang trenches. There they are, folks. Make sure I put the right one back. Yeah, mine's kind of dull. His is much shinier. His is the wet one, see? All right, put that back. I'll clean that up, shine it up, put it back in its little khaki set box. Sadite? Sadite. And I thank you all for joining me. And I thank you, Steve1989MREInfo, for being so cool, for putting out cool, interesting content, especially for guys like me who love that sort of historic stuff and like being able to touch history. I can't have a time machine, but I can drink a cup of coffee from 55 years ago or whatever and almost feel like it, you know? That's the closest I can get. Same thing with these razors. I mean, look at this. 1918, 1944, 1970. I love that. I love it. That's why I do it. And I love people that love it too. I like people that are into anything. If you're enthusiastic about something, then I like you. You know, as long as it's good and not self-destructive. I don't have to say all that stuff. You guys are smart enough to understand. All right. Go check out Steve. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all soon. Bye. Oh yeah. See you next time with something new or old. All right. Cool.